so I'm just gonna get on with this video. Okay, so hello everybody, my name is Faybz and we're doing this video today. Why are we doing this video? I'm about to tell you. So I think like a week and a half ago I messaged on my Instagram asking, or well, saying that I wanted to start some sort of IGTV, and it would be called Male Lifestyle. Whoa, don't know how I came up with that idea. And it would just talk about things, and I asked for suggestions, and people gave suggestions about, you know, a couple suggestions like how to dress, like etiquette stuff. I don't even remember. I had them screenshotted. That is a word. I had them, no, I don't know. Anyway, I had them screenshotted, and then I decided that I knew what I wanted to do, because somebody mentioned one of my favorite things. And I'm going to shout out to hashtag my best friend, or one of, Stephanie, and she said that I should do a video on dancing, and so that is what I'm doing today. A video on dancing. And then I think that the next day or the 2 days after that, I asked people what questions they would want me to answer about dancing in my Insta story, and for only of my 2 favorite people in the world, which probably are not people who I talk to every day, they give suggestions. And to be honest, I don't remember what the suggestions are. I mean the questions, because either 2 things happened. I did not screenshot those questions, or I did and they somehow got deleted. So I got my own questions. I'm gonna answer some questions about dance and dance in relation to my life. Some of the questions I came up with, and some of the questions I probably asked questions from the internet. So this is like the first episode of the Male Lifestyle, and that is still a working name. I honestly don't know if I want to keep calling it that, but the name to be decided. So the first question that I'm gonna answer is, alright, so I started dancing at age 16. And I started dancing when I first auditioned for the Ashe company, which is the company I currently work for and perform with right now. I auditioned for Ashe when I was 16 years old, and that was in 2012. And when I auditioned, I did not audition to be a dancer or audition as a dancer. I auditioned as a singer, because subsequent to my audition, I was a singer with the Kingston College Chapel Choir. And so I was like, okay, I've got this down packed. I've been singing for years. I have training, but it was really classical singing that I have training in. So I auditioned as a singer, and yeah, I was okay, I guess. Mind you, when I was in Kingston College Chapel Choir, I started off in grade 7, and I started as a treble, which is like the male counterpart to a soprano. Like, they're on the same level. And like, I did that for years and years, and then puberty happened and my voice changed, and I went from singing those high melodic hairy notes to singing bass low notes. So I went from a treble / soprano to a bass, and I auditioned for Ashe when I was in, it was 5th form or 6th form, like around that time, and I got in. And then that is when I discovered my talent for dance. Damn, I didn't know, honestly, I didn't know anything about the world of arts or the world of performing arts in Jamaica. And so when I got in and I was taking dance classes at Ashe, it was a whole new thing for me, and I learned a lot, and that's really where I discovered my talent and developed my passion for dance. And today I love dancing so much. Alright, so the second question. What styles of dance am I trained in? Well, I'm trained in multiple styles of dance, and all of my training comes from Ashe. I got all of my training from Ashe, and I was supported and led by my dance mentor, basically, Michael Hoggett. He taught me all that I know. he presented me with opportunities where I would get training or got training from dancers, dance teachers, the professionals in the business. And so I guess I would say I'm trained in modern contemporary dance, Afro-Caribbean folk dance, dancehall. It was nobody's really trained in dancehall if you ask me. Everybody, it's like it's just a natural thing. It's a part of our culture. Dance is a big thing. Dancehall and reggae dancehall movements are a big part of our culture, and so we just naturally do them. So I wasn't really trained in dancehall per se, but again, that's dancehall. So modern contemporary movement, Afro-Caribbean dance, and I've had training in ballet. Though I haven't had like extensive formal training like where I studied for years, I have taken classes that were consistent. I would say consistent ballet classes, and those classes were taught by Kathy Gibbon, a ballet teacher, and who I don't even want to say this wrong, but I think, or she, if she doesn't work currently there now, she used to work at the Edelman and she taught ballet. So that's where I learned ballet from. So yeah. Third question. Should a dancer learn every style? I definitely think a dancer should. One thing that a dancer can say is a very good asset is being versatile. Because the job of dancers want to be booked for jobs, locally and internationally. And you are more marketable if you are versatile, if you know a lot of styles, if you train and take classes in a lot of styles. So a dancer, if that dancer wants to succeed wherever, whenever, however, a dancer should really learn as much styles as they can, and not just learn them, but train and become good at them. So they can never miss an audition, or they can audition for different types of things and get in if you want to become a professional dancer. And we know what the situation is like in Jamaica, but we will get there later on in the video. Okay. What makes a good dancer? Well, for me, I know that one thing that always drives me with dance is my never-ending love and passion for dance. I am extremely in love with dance. Dance is just something that I can do for hours and not keep track of time, because it's that good, it's that important to me, and I have a strong love for it. And also, what I think would make a good dancer is a dancer who never becomes complacent. Or never thinks that they've arrived. And at some point in your career, you can at least get to the point where you think, oh, I've done all this training and I think I'm a pretty good dancer, so I've arrived. But with me, I don't think I ever become complacent as a dancer. I'm always trying to make myself better. I'm always watching videos of myself dancing, and then I'm like, oh, I should have pointed my foot there, or I could have been higher on releve, or if I was stretching more, my leg would have gotten a bit a little higher. Or I need to keep training so my technique gets better and it doesn't like get poorer and start to look really bad on stage. Because if dancers want to be professional dancers, the reason you train is so that you can execute technically on stage. And what makes a good dancer also to me is a dancer who can interpret choreography. There's a difference between somebody who just does choreography because they're given choreography, but somebody who can interpret the movement, because almost every dance has a concept. And if you can grasp the concept of the dance, you'll be able to use your emotions and convey or portray what the choreographer is trying to say with movement. So a good dancer also knows how to interpret dance and portray using their emotion from their bodies, because dance is a form of language, if you ask me. I won't necessarily, a bad dancer, I won't necessarily, there are any bad dancers. I just think people need to consistently want to be better, and also training. Training is also something that is very important with dance, because with the body, your body will always remember or do the thing if you consistently practice it. Because there's some people who train and get to a point and then start dancing, but then when they start dancing, they know technically what they're supposed to do, or they know what they're supposed to do to execute as a dancer. But if you ask them to do it, if they've stopped dancing for like years, it'd probably be like really hard for them to execute, because your body as a dancer, I believe, you have to keep doing it for your body to remember it and execute it perfectly over and over again. So a good dancer just always does their best, you know. What tips do I have for dancers for dance performances? One, a dancer should always stretch. Right now I'm kind of like facing a slight injury. It's because I never stretched and I went on stage doing the most, thinking I was dancing since my eye was right next to my knee, and I wasn't, so I'm not naturally flexible. So a dancer should always stretch for dance performances, especially if it's rigorous choreography where your legs have to be here, you have to do splits, you have to do things, jumps, yada yada. Stretch and warming up is always a good tip for a dancer. A dancer should also, there's one thing here at Ashley that we practice a lot, which is it's a thing where you have to get into your zone. We call it the green room. It's like maybe a half hour, whichever works for you, half hour, 10 minutes before a performance. You get into a zone where you block everything else out and you're just zoning in on the performance and what you have to execute. So I would recommend green space for dancers. What accomplishments do I have as a dancer? Well, honestly, I think I've accomplished a lot. I started dancing when I was 16 and I am now 23. So that's like 7 years later dancing, and I think I've done a lot. Oh my god. Whoa. Anyway. This is not good. Now that that's over, I've been sneezing for like a minute. I think, so I have been training for 7... I've been training for 7 years as a dancer, and to date I have been, through my training and my exposure from Michael Hulkate, who gave me opportunities to dance with companies in Jamaica like Movement Dance Company, who I am currently still a guest performer with, Love Wrath of God. I've gotten the opportunity to dance with Zamaka Dance Theatre, and I've also gotten the opportunity to dance with Lakanka, who had, I think in 2012 or 13 or 14, they had a joint season with a lot of different companies. Well, not a joint season, they had their season where they invited different dancers from different companies to do repertoire, their repertoire, and they presented on a show. That was very fun. And my most recent accomplishment is auditioning for the Hot Pocket in Jamaica, the Play Dance Collective, which is an initiative by the Play for the Arts in Jamaica, and having that opportunity to perform with other dancers from other companies in Jamaica, and also partaking in some of the workshops that they put on, that got me a scholarship to take part in a week-long, it's 2 weeks. It was 2 weeks. It was 2 weeks workshop, 2 weeks summer intensive in New York, put on by the Complexion Contemporary Ballet. Now that was real ballet training. And because I haven't been doing years of dancing in ballet, it was a learning experience for me. I mean, I've had training in ballet, but not like lengthy formal training. And that summer intensive was ballet through and through. And I think I held up pretty good to some of those amazing young dancers. Some of them are like 16, 14, and they're really, really good. Because dancing in America is really good, because dancers are training from they're like 2 years old, or 1 or 0, and they have their splits, they have their legs, they're taking classes since like for hours a day. And in Jamaica it's so much different. Dancing is seen as like a hobby, and so you don't really spend that much time. You do it like after school or after work, and you know, but my drive is what makes me the dancer I am today. My drive and my passion, my love for dance is what keeps me going. So I did that, yeah, and that was super fun. and also getting the chance to meet some of these wonderful international dancers like Turk Lewis, uh, Desmond Richardson from one of the directors for Complexions, dancers like Arthur Miller, Dusty Button. Oh my god, these are the people who I follow avidly on social media, and I'm just like, they're really good. And so it was awesome getting to meet them and take classes with them. It's just, and there's so much more that I want to do. In February, I auditioned for The Lion King, and I made the final cut dancers, male dancers that is, and I got to the singing audition, and I guess I'm like on some shortlist now. We'll just have to wait and see if I get contacted. So fingers crossed, and that's definitely something that I want to do or want to venture out in, because I really want to be a professional dancer and dance for a living. So fingers crossed. And my last question, because I don't want it to be too long, you know. Nobody likes my last video of them sitting talking. What do I think about men in dance in Jamaica? And I made it very specific Jamaica because we know, well, I know what it's like. I think I operate in my own world and my own sphere as relates to dance, men in dance, because I don't subscribe to all of those ridiculous beliefs that men shouldn't dance, or you look girly, you're looking very neat, or men should be tight. I love dance. When I first started dancing and finding my true talent for dance, I fell in love with it, and I have just been exploring and going and going and going and going. But we know that apart from how society view men in dance, we know that dance in Jamaica or arts in Jamaica isn't always as supported as it should be. And so a lot of people, though they would love to make careers and make lots of money from dance, they have to have their regular 9 to 5 and then do dance because they love it, but they can't make money from it because it's not as supported, it's not sustainable. That's where I see myself going. So I don't get too caught up in that everybody, the regular population, doesn't think that men shouldn't dance. If it's what you love doing, do it. Dance is a form of expression. Dance is, to me, is non-gender. Dance is movement. Dance is showing, telling a story. And if you love it, you love it, and you do it because you love it. And do what you love, and the money will come. One, if not both of my directors, they actually always says that. Do what you love, and if you love it and put your all in it, the money will come. And I've gotten so many jobs already from dancing, and even those jobs, you know, the money isn't necessarily the stuff, but you're making money. You get money and you get exposure. I've been in the newspaper multiple times, about 3 times now. I think once in the Observer and 2 times in the Gleaner. Stories about my dancing, my accomplishments in dance, and there was a huge picture of me in tights, so I didn't care. And my story on the Lion King, making final cuts for dancers. So I love it, and I follow through, and I do the best I can, and it has taken me thus far, and I'm really super duper happy that I stay true to myself, and I feel like there's definitely, I see myself going big and going farther, going internationally. I've already got an opportunity to dance internationally, and so, God, if I don't meet Beyonce and point my toe for her at least one time, or do a flick or a hair whip or something, that's like one of my biggest goals, because everybody knows Beyonce is my mother. And so I have to go international and do big things and dance and musical productions, and yeah, that's where I see myself going. Broadway dancing, pop culture dancing, Hollywood dancing, and I also have my other talents. I'm a singer and an actor too, so I also want to venture into those areas. And yeah, so this is my first episode. I thank you so, wow, you're just rushing into the end, aren't you? Anyway, in my first episode, I thank you guys so much for watching. If you watched, you better watch. And I'm not just making this video an IGTV video. This is a YouTube video. YouTube has always been something that I wanted to start, because I can spend hours and hours on end on YouTube watching videos of all sorts. And I just always was intrigued and wanted to try it. making a video. And so this is gonna be my first amateur video. Of course, yeah, I'm gonna edit. You can make fun if you want to. I'm just kidding. Yeah, so thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.